Welcome back as I lie in a hospital bed waiting to be discharged. Will today be the day that they let me go home? My morning meds arrived, complete with painkillers. Yay, bonus there. However, not even they could help me. I was okay when I was in bed, but the minute I got up to move or go to the loo, I cried. Every step felt like somebody was stabbing a red hot poker in the middle of my back. It was also not the easiest of days being around other patients. The lady in the next bed wanted not only the attention of the staff every 5 minutes, okay, I might be exaggerating a bit there, but also every passing visitor, whether they were there for her or not. The nurses were calm with her at all times, but then again they could escape to the nurses' station to scream. I don't think they did scream, but I know I wanted to, and I couldn't. The longer it went on, the more upset I got. All I wanted to do was recuperate, and I couldn't with somebody making persistent demands. I know I can be hypersensitive to noise. I really do like silence, and that seemed all the more important now. The curtains in front of me were open, so I didn't feel so isolated, and I asked them when I was going to go home. The nurse kindly told me that she was concerned about my pain and my ability to move, and had recommended that I wasn't ready. I understood, but it did upset me. I spoke to Jules and we talked about his work, and he was a welcome distraction. I didn't moan to him about the activities going on in the ward. That wouldn't have been fair to him. I was all relaxed and ready for sleep when the lady started to have a meltdown on the phone, telling the other person that the staff were being horrible to her. They weren't. She started to yell at other patients, and although I was in pain, I clung onto the walls and went to the nurses' station to see if they could calm her down, which they did. They gave me my meds, and I didn't care. I put my earplugs in and my ear defenders on, and nothing, and I mean nothing, was going to stop me from sleeping. I'm lucky that the bed that I'm in has a window behind it that I could keep open. Nobody, not even her, was going to stop that from happening. So at 4 AM after they did my meds, I lay there with my earplugs out and listened to the bird song. I do find the sound of nature rather wonderful, and even the sound of birds singing outside were a sign that life goes on and normality beckons. Hospital isn't normal. I used to visit my mum a lot as a child in hospital because she had back issues, and I loved the orderliness of it all. But now I know I'm getting used to it, and that isn't good. The sounds outside reminded me that life is still going on around me, outside of these four walls. My life isn't here or around other patients. It's at home, and I want to go back to it. Hopefully today will be the day. Small moments of silence were mine, and I cherished them until the other patients awoke and the staff changed over and started their morning activities. I tried to go to the loo and struggled with the pain. I mean, the pain of walking, not toilet pain. The doctor started his rounds. He came to my bed and gave me the results of the angiogram. I was a little bit scared. Didn't know what he was going to say. He looked very serious. And then he smiled and said there'd been no blockage. Oh, what a git. Get me all worried like that. He just told me that I needed to adjust my lifestyle and take my meds. Yippee, I could do that. I told him that I was concerned that being in bed for several days had been bad for my back and that not even pain relief was helping. And he wanted me to get some physio before I left. Occupational health came to see me later that afternoon and asked me lots of questions so they could support me with getting discharged and see what they could do once I got home. Seems they're not going to let me go without some support. The rest of the day was pretty much like yesterday, apart from the fact there wasn't a meltdown. I chatted to Jules, and again, that was my bit of normality. The days seem to be blurring. No amount of crafting is helping, and I've been delaying my journaling. I just want my own bed and coffee. I used to be able to drink instant coffee. Then I got a pod machine, which I thought was very posh. Then I moved into a house with a bean to cup machine and realised what good coffee was. And now I'm a bit of a coffee snob. Needless to say, the only coffee available on the ward is instant, which is understandable. So I'm drinking tea. Lots of tea. I mean, I've never drunk so much tea in my entire life. I asked a member of staff if there was a coffee shop, but as I couldn't physically get to it, I asked if somebody could go and get me a coffee. I was told no. So, no coffee for me in hospital. I would just have to dream about it until they released me. Sorry, discharged me. Madam in the next bed decided to have another meltdown, this time about batteries for her hearing aid, which sent everyone on a wild goose chase looking for batteries. I just have to get home and escape this. I went for a little solo walk, just to the nurse's station and back, with painkillers. One of the occupational health team chatted to me and told me about the options that were available for me after I discharged. The first one was to go home with some support staff coming in twice a day to make sure that my meals were cooked and that I could get up the stairs. I had told them that the stairs in my house are quite steep and they were concerned because that's where the bathroom was. The other option was to go to a rehab unit for a couple of weeks. I was going to think about it. I've been listening to a book on script writing. I quite like listening to books, they're quite soothing. Jules had bought me a copy of the book, not realising that I had actually got it downloaded. So I listened to that, which felt quite victorious for the day. So I told him about it when we chatted. I told Jules about the options as well. Part of me could do with staying somewhere so I can get a proper rest without noisy neighbours. But what if I can't get a proper rest in the rehab centre and then I come home and I'm back to square one. So there are merits of both, really. However, the benefits of my own bed and coffee outweigh the other. I just have to get home. There's nothing for it. Going to another place just delays the inevitable. I just want to go home, and I want normal back. Join me in the next episode when they have to let me go home. Surely? If you like what I'm doing, then it would be great if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share with anyone you think may find this interesting. Also, if you ring the bell, you'll get notifications when I upload my next video.